Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. I'm Christina. I'm glad you're here. Welcome to Motoring with MOFam Part 3. This is a little series I started and I will continue over the month of July, where every Friday Stuart McMillan, the president of Monat, is motoring with the SED of the week, presenting a Cadillac, doing weird talk and other stuff I honestly cannot necessarily identify. They're driving around and they're grabbing coffee and they're talking about Monat and stuff. I'm going to react to this, and today is episode number 3. Yesterday I went to the hairdresser and I chopped my hair off. Well, she did. I didn't do that myself. And I feel like Summer Christina. I feel like I can breathe. I don't have a blanket on my head. So if I look different in this video, that is the reason why. And I might also film another video or a third one afterwards. If I look different in those videos, it is because my hair is shorter. But then I also have videos I already filmed and I still need to edit these where I have long hair. So I'm not trying to confuse anybody. That is what is happening. Today is my first short hair video, but you will see me switching this up as we go along. That is Summer Christina. I think it's quite fitting specifically for Monat. Not that they're talking a lot about the hair products they're selling, but I just wanted to point this out. And then in addition to that, because my videos are not necessarily up to date, this time I can actually speak about something that happened in Berlin over the course of this week. Filming this on a Saturday and you will see the video on a Monday. You might have heard there's a wild lion running through Berlin, or rather through the southern parts of Berlin that's also in an area where I live, and people were warned to be careful. It was in the news a bit, so if you are aware of that, heads up, it was a wild boar. There are lots of wild pigs in Berlin because we have a lot of green here, we have a lot of parks here. Why am I even mentioning this? Well, because the Berlin boar pretended to be a Berlin lion. So there was lots of fakeness happening there. And I think that's a good transition to start with MOFam Part 3, because this episode is also specifically fake. Because in this case, motoring with MOFam is motoring with corporate. They are running out of SEDs to be on the road with, so Stuart and another corporate member will take us on a wild ride through Florida. They're running out of SEDs. They were able to feature 2 SEDs so far. Monat is not doing well. The views are not very good on this format, so let's take a look why that is the case. Let's start Motoring with MOFam Part 3.
Hey MOFam, welcome to this edition of Motorin with MOFam. I've got a special guest inside I want to introduce you to.
Guys. Hey.
Hey.
Hey, it's our Senior Vice President of North America, Marsha Koda. Come on in.
Hey, Stuart.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I have an idea though.
What?
You want to play hooky?
Yeah.
I got something downstairs.
Oh, I'm in.
Right.
What do you think?
Ooh, this is a sweet ride.
So this is the 2023 Land Rover. It has a curved screen.
Nice.
It has curved touchscreen. It has a touch screen in the back. It has speakers right in the headrest.
Stop it.
And it smells amazing,
It
doesn't
really
it?
does.
Wave bye.
Bye.
does-
Are we coming back?
We are coming back.
Okay.
It's not wine time
Oh.
yet.
I understand the sadness. I also wouldn't want to go back to Monat headquarters. All of these features from the Land Rover they're driving in this time, we never see them, by the way, just pointing that out. You can just imagine these, or you need to Google the car yourself if you ever want to purchase it. They will never show us the features of this car. And we are motoring with Stuart and the SVP of North America. And I called it when I reacted to Motoring with MOFam Part 1, that I said at some point they will run out of SEDs. I meant that more in a funny, ironic way. But I guess I wasn't completely off, because in episode 3 already, we are cruising with the SVP of North America. So no more SEDs available. Want to do this? Doesn't sound too good in my opinion. So in a way, we're cruising with the enemy. We're cruising with corporate. That's somehow ironic.
So I wanted to ask you a few questions while we're out.
All right.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
Tell me, how did you get involved in direct selling? Because you've been around it for quite a while, haven't you?
I started when I was 10. So truly though, 26 years ago when our oldest was a baby, I went to, it was home parties back then.
Okay.
And that's how I never thought I would be a person in the direct sales industry, but I started doing home parties, and I would end up doing over 800 of them in 8 years.
Wow.
Yeah, build a big team, be one of the top sellers and recruiters in Canada with one of the largest teams.
Eventually, you joined the dark side.
Yes, your side. The corporate side.
The corporate side. So talk to me about that transition.
A lot of people ask me that, right? Because I gave up my team in order to make that shift. And so social media selling, that wasn't an option.
Right.
The only place that I could sell was at parties. And so it was cooking. And so when I was offered a position at corporate, and what they said was, we want someone like you who, you know, understands what it's like to be a market partner.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what I, I bring that into every meeting. How does this affect our people?
I've actually enjoyed that about you, to be honest. You have an understanding of the field, and that you brought that to corporate. So that's really cool. Really cool. So one of the things that I'm the most proud of is Monat's car program. I would say it's probably one of the top 3 in the direct selling world. And so, you know, Range Rover, today we're in the Range Rover, which SEDs or people in Europe can get. Tell me a little bit about this car program and what makes it different, why you like it.
Well, I think that it's very achievable. You know, and I feel like that's not the case at every direct sales company.
Okay.
And I like how at Monat it fits the path, right? When you think about the compensation plan and the things that happen at the different levels, and really getting to market mentor is such a goal because of this program.
So I also wanted to talk to you a little bit about the future of Monat. Where do you see that? What do you see happening in Monat in the next 3 to 5 years?
I think one of the reasons that I'm so glad that I'm at Monat is really, you know, they're an industry leader.
Yeah.
When you think about the demographic, the people who are attracted to our company. I remember once using the term, Monat is sexy.
Sexy.
You know, and sexy is attractive.
Yeah.
And so when you think about just what the future of our company looks like, we're attracting that demographic of people who are looking for a little bit of extra money, right? And we can do that and so much more. So it's a bright future for this company. We still have incredible products, you know, that work, which is really important. We have an incredible community. And I think, you know, we reward people. My 3 favorite words to use when talking about this industry is, as long as it's simple, fun, and rewarding. And I think we are that.
We have that.
Yeah.
There's a lot to unpack in this short part, in this short video, which is just 6 minutes long in total. Let's get through the individual points that they talked about. I was asking myself the same thing because she was in the field. She was a distributor, and then she changed and she took on a position at Monat Corporate. So yes, she switched over to the enemy, to the dark side. And I always wonder, because it is so hypocritical, why people in the company are being cheered on, like the corporate team, so much by the distributors, although they're the proclaimed enemy. If you watch any of the TikToks, any of the Reels, any of the lives, specifically the Monat people put out, it is very much about you wanting to quit your 9-to-5 job, you escaping your corporate cubicle because it is so horrific. And then they're cheering on people like this, and they're profiting if they're able to hit the higher ranks because of a compensation plan and because of a company and because of a program set up by the corporate side. I find that so weird. I find that so strange, and it is so hypocritical because it doesn't make any sense. In a way, you are going to the enemy. You're going to the dark side. If the pitch in Monat is be your own boss, babe, build your own business, be an entrepreneur, then you cannot do that when you have a corporate job. I mean, go with a corporate job at the beginning and then work towards doing Monat full-time, and then you can live the good life. The big money will come in, time freedom, all the freedom, everything. It is a business in a box, and you can build up something for yourself, which is not true, because if we take a look at the income disclosure statement, that is not the case. Only less than 1% of people are actually able to make somewhat of a sustainable income. But still, the pitch in Monat always is, don't be a corporate person, build your own empire. That is hypocritical, and I would have liked to know more about this, how it is actually possible for these people to then switch over to the corporate side or to be cheered on so much by their independent distributors. The car programs in all multi-level marketing companies, in my opinion, are a trap. They are a scam in itself. I will not go into details about this car program because I do have a Monat deep dive about the car program, about the Monat Motor Club on my channel. I will link it up here, and I will also link it down below if you want to take a look in depth how you can get the car, why I believe it is a scam. But in short, I do believe that car programs in all MLMs, Monat included, are a trap because it is a way to lure the distributors into the company and to make them believe that it is so achievable to hit those ranks. In Monat, it is one of the middle ranks. It is not one of the top ranks, and then you're eligible for the car program. But if you are eligible, and you're very likely being cheered on by the people on your team, by your upline, by corporate. I mean, frick, even this year at Monat Reunion, they had the people who were a part of the motor club run around with little Cadillacs to show we're here. It was a parade of weirdness with people holding up paper cars, walking through a rather empty conference room. We're Monat Motor Club. So everybody will cheer you on, and it is very likely that you might get lured into getting a luxury car, although you're not able to afford it. On average, the people who are eligible for the car program at the market mentor rank make a little bit over $40-something thousand annually, which is not enough if you want to live a normal life, if you have normal expenses, and it's not enough to afford a luxury car on top. Now, Monat gives you a certain payment towards the down payment that will not cover the down payment of the car, and they will give you a certain monthly allowance if you are at that rank and if you keep that rank. So if you're lucky and the monthly payment does cover all the cost for the car, the upkeep, the gas, the insurance, everything around this, then you need to make sure that you keep that rank. And that is not in your control. You are not the one who decides whether you will be able to continue to get that payment or not. Because if you drop in ranks, then you're stuck with a payment of a luxury car making a little bit over $40,000 annually on average at that rank. And you don't decide if you keep that rank or not. It is your downline. And Monat at the moment is tanking. Your downline decides if you are able to stay at that rank or not. That is why I believe the Monat Motor Club is a trap. Because if you are able to hit that rank, and you're convinced that it is a great idea because it looks good on social media, because it gives you a certain status within the company to get the car, although you might not really be able to afford it, then you will do so much more and you will do whatever it takes to try and keep that rank or rise in the ranks so that you get a bigger bonus check. That in case you drop in rank, you at least still get a little bit of money. You're not stuck with the payment yourself. So you will give it your all and you will work so much harder trying to sell product, to hit your PV goals, trying to recruit people, trying to replenish the people that have left your team so that you can stay at that rank. And that is a small hamster wheel on its own. It's a hamster wheel on wheels. And that is why I believe that the Monat Motor Club program is a trap, as are all car programs in MLMs, because they're designed to keep the distributors in the company, and they're designed to keep them stuck to a company, although they would have left already. But they need to work, they need to get the payment for the car, or they will be in financially even worse situations than they already are. That is my take on the Monat Motor Club. She also says that Monat is an industry leader. That is not the case. Monat might have been an industry leader, and it was promoted heavily as the sexy company, because lots of very inexperienced young women were recruited into the company who used social media, who are good at promoting themselves to make themselves and what they were doing in Monat look great on Instagram and on TikTok. It looked visually all very interesting and very attractive. That's why I get they would say it's the sexy company. There's not a lot behind this sexiness facade. Let's be real here. Monat, for sure, is not the leader in the MLM world anymore. A little bit over a year, they lost over 50% of their distributors. And I know I've been teasing this now forever. The video will go live on August 8th. That's where I speak in depth about Monat Elite Part 2. And I took that opportunity to talk about the reason why Monat is tanking, proving by Monat's own numbers why that is the case. So if you're interested in these kind of videos, be on the lookout on August 8th. The video will go live. I would argue if over half of the people that were in your multi-level marketing company, if over half of the distributors have left Monat, you're not the top dog anymore. Monat is tanking, Stuart McMillan is leaving the company, and others will have to try to keep Monat afloat. But I find it interesting that they're still working, at least in this PR video, with a plan for the next 3 to 5 years. I would be surprised if Monat is still around in 5 years.
So, part of this whole experience is that we have to sing together.
We just sing?
We have to sing.
We have to sing a song. Well, I have to think about something that I like then.
Yeah, well, I would go, so getting to know you, I would go Canadian. Definitely Canadian, sort of country. What do you think?
All right. I think that's fair. Actually, I think I found one.
Here we go again, Monat is tanking. We're driving around in an overpriced car. And we're singing songs pretending to be a MOFam. Although Stuart is leaving at the end of the month. This is so weird, please stop it.
Well, that was fun, Marsha.
Do we really have to go back?
We do. It's not wine time yet. But that was great.
Too early for lunch.
Thanks for sharing your favorite Canadian country song.
Thanks for taking me on this sweet ride. Yeah. Every one of our SEDs needs one of these.
Every SED needs one of these.
Completely. And we're back.
And we're back. You know what? I hear something.
I do too. It sounds like someone's knocking.
It sounds like a knocking. I don't know what it's supposed to be a new vehicle.
It's knocking?
Yeah.
Should we go check it out?
Yeah, let's check it out.
Let's check it out.
What's going on here? There it is.
Hey! What are you guys doing back here? We wanted to play hooky too.
All right, well, come on out. Come on out.
Back to work, everybody.
Back to work. Well, thank you for joining us on our last edition of Motorin with MoFam. I hope you enjoyed it. I have a few new songs to put on my playlist, but what great vehicles. This is Motor Club Month, and I hope this inspired you to sit behind a Cadillac or a Range Rover. You can do it. Monat is a great place to be, and I will see you at Monations.
Oh, you will see me at Monations. But why is this the last episode? We're supposed to be cruising with MoFam in July. There is a full week left for them to upload another video next Friday. I was planning on doing that. That is a disappointment, but maybe they are running out of SEDs. Lucky you, I had to mute once again the karaoke part. It was Shania Twain. Man, I feel like a woman today, and it was rather odd to see Stuart sing that song. The vibe is completely off. They're not having a lot of fun, in my opinion. And what was that weird ending with those 3 people in the trunk of the car? We don't get an introduction to them. They're not that important. I hope if they are Monat corporate employees that they got a bonus for that, okay? Hold yourself to a higher standard if you participate in these things. That was the non-climactic ending of Motoring with MoFam. Although there's an entire week to go, what is happening there? I don't get it. Stuart either doesn't want to do this anymore, or he doesn't have enough leaders who want to be cruising with him in a car into Florida. And they didn't get coffee either this time. I'm a little disappointed. So that's probably why they didn't name it Coffee Talks with Stuart. And in addition to that, there was also no weird car sounds. This series started out so good in a funny and ironic way. This was just meh. This was just lame. But you will see me at Monations because I'm going to LA. I'm not. I'm just going to cover it via social media, but I will for sure cover this shit show just to see how packed this convention actually is. I would argue it's going to be rather pitiful. They will have to put in a lot of work to make it seem like lots of people, like lots of distributors are actually attending this show. Will be in September. I will be covering it. That was Motoring with MOFam, episode 3, the last episode according to Stuart. That is why this video is like the wild boar dressing up as a lioness running through Berlin. But it's just a wild boar. And that's Monat in a nutshell, in my opinion. You're pretending to be something amazing and awesome. You're pretending to be sexy and you're pretending to be the industry leader, but in the end, you're just a boar. Pun intended. So no Motoring with MOFam coming out next Friday. That means I don't need to do my research on Friday, download the program, react to it on the Saturday, edit it, and make sure that it goes live on Monday. I'm not mad about it, but I will miss it for sure. But I'm sure there will be enough cringy Monat content coming out very soon, so be on the lookout for that. If you like these types of videos, then please consider subscribing. If you like this specific one, give it a thumbs up. If you would like to let me know something, please feel free to do so in the comment section down below. And if you like these types of videos, then hopefully I will see you in my next one. Until then, cheers!